So hey guys, welcome to another episode of Lucian Accent. You know, it's been a while, it's been a few months, but today we're gonna make some beef. Okay, we're gonna do some sauteed beef for you guys today. Okay, so when you're feeling, sharp knife, I like to use one glove on one hand, because if I have a glove on this hand, it's a bit difficult to control the knife, So here we have a chuck steak, or it's the top blade of the steak. So we're just gonna cut through. Then you like to cut it out. And just collect all that blood inside here. Okay, all this inside here. Okay, just lay this inside. Then you're gonna stick your tissue, pat it dry everywhere. And also you can also maybe lay some on your chopping board and just put it down and then do that, but it's either way it's okay. Whatever technique you use is fine. Okay, so with all these cuts, it means practically the same thing. You want to trim off the fat here. Sometimes you can just strip it off easily with your hands, like you can just pull it off and just small streaks, and you can just pull it off. You want to get rid of the fat like this, and also just the silver skin. So we're going to do this. We're going to have a little bowl to just collect our waste. Okay, so you're just trimming off the fat here. Let's take our time and just trim all this off. Then we're gonna get to the silver skin. Okay, so here with the silver skin, you take the tip of your knife, just go through. Try to get as least amount of beef as possible. It has a little bit, but it's okay. Let me just get this piece. Then you switch your knife over like this. Gently make sure your knife is sharp, and you can just slide it. While you're sliding, you pull this over. Okay. As you can see, we remove mostly all of the fat and the silver skin from the beef. So now we're just removing all the little extra pieces we see, like here. We're just gonna trim it off, all these little pieces. You can just take your knife and just slide it off. All around, you're gonna look for all excess pieces you see, and just take it off. But don't throw these trimmings away. You can use this to make a nice sauce. We're gonna try one later and see. Okay, so this is our fillet beef. This is our waste, minimal waste. We're gonna use this later to make a sauce. Okay, and so now we're gonna cut a cross section into the beef to see what do we have, because usually this cut of beef, there's usually a piece of silver skin right running through the middle. So let's see if we can get some nice steaks. Let me cut through the middle first and see. I felt it. Definitely a big piece. Right there in the middle. We're gonna see how we can get some steaks out of that and then cook up a piece. So I could leave this in, but I want to try maybe cutting about this size, and then tying it together to keep its shape. Let's try that. Maybe about this size. Let's take about this size, and then I'm gonna cut through the section here. Maybe the steak will be this thick. We're just gonna follow that line. Okay, it goes right through the middle of the steak. Okay, we can just work around it. Work our way around it and see. Very chewy, this is what we call a silver skin. It's indigestible, so most times we just cut it off. Okay, so you see here, we'll take care of this later. This part we can just trim it up. Get rid of here. Here as well. Okay, here we have another piece. Okay, so here we remove the silver skin, and now we have a, I'd say, a good portion size for our beef. But the only thing is, because the silver skin was going into the meat and stuff, it's not completely flat. What you can do is kind of trim it, so when you saute it, it would have a nice even crust and color. But we'll see. Maybe I might just tie it together, maybe to kind of make it a bit thicker, and then see how it goes. But we'll see. Here we have some butcher's twine. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna make 2 simple loops. So we're gonna make a knot. You can just put your hands around here, like here, tuck it in. This goes through here. You pull here, you make a knot, then you come around and you just kind of shape it a bit, then you just, so the more you tighten, the more things, and you just go again. Just put this around, same thing. Not perfect, but we want it to kind of hold the shape. Let's tighten it to see how it's gonna look. I'd say okay. And it's gonna make a, just gonna tie these 2 ends together like so. And here we have it. Hopefully that was together. Hopefully you can kind of get a nice crust on both sides. Okay, so if this one doesn't hold up, we also have maybe a smaller piece, but a nice little cut we can use to saute. But at the same time, it's same end result, same technique. So inside here we just have add some peppercorns and salt. I just want it a bit finer, so I just put it in my mortar and pestle. Just grind it down to a thinner consistency, because I don't want the pepper flakes to be too big, so when you saute, it won't be evenly seared, and I don't want too much of a bitter taste from the pepper as it cooks. Okay, so you see we have it fine. We have our steak from top, seasoned liberally. You want a good amount of salt and pepper, because some will be left back in the pan. Can go all around. You can also use this and just pick up all the excess left in the pan. Same way with the other cut. It doesn't matter if it's smaller. Same thing. You want enough seasoning running all through that. Okay, always season from the top, so you know it kind of spreads out evenly on top of everything. Okay, pick up every single piece, all the excess, no wastage. Okay, another trick, when you season the meat, you can see it starts to release a lot of moisture. What you can do after you season it, just wrap it up in paper towels while you prepare to saute, because you want it dry. You don't want any moisture, especially when you're sauteing. When you put it in and there's moisture on it, just creates steam, and then that is like a seal between, not a seal, like a barrier between the meat and the pan. Okay, so it's a little trick I learned at one of the restaurants in Taiwan, so you could try it out. So while you season it, put in some paper towel and just wait for when you're ready to saute. So you can see it doesn't remove any of the seasoning from the steak. All it does is just draw out some of the moisture, so the steak is nice and dry and ready to saute. Okay, so for sauteing our steak, we're gonna use some butter, thyme, garlic, and shallots. Okay, if you don't have shallots, you could use onion, whatever. Okay, or you could just not use it at all. It's okay, or whatever other flavors you like. Okay, so and the other equipment you may need: a thermometer, tongs, and a nice rack. So when you have to rest your steak, so most times you rest as long as the same amount of time that you saute. And here, this pan is no good, but it's good enough. You're cooking at home, okay? Don't judge me, okay? Okay, so now remember, a hot pan. You see it's nice and smooth. You're gonna add some oil. What the oil does, it also prevents the butter from burning too quickly as you cook. Okay, so here we have some olive oil. Just spread it around. We have our steak. We put it in. Remember, always lay it away from you. Okay, so you put it down. Our next piece. So you put that there, and then when you add that in, drop the temperature. Okay, add a little bit too much oil and you drain some out. A little too much oil. Okay. I'm gonna saute it. To a high heat, then you drop it down a little bit. You're gonna maybe saute on both sides for about 1 minute, 2 minutes, and see how it looks. And then we're gonna flip it over, rest. Same thing. Saute, rest, okay? Okay, you see a little bit of crust, but not perfect right now. But we're gonna get that later on when we baste and stuff. So now here, when you flip it over, don't put it on the exact same place because the hair is not as hot as this part. So you can switch to another side of the pan, put it down. Same thing with hair, same thing, put it down, okay? And then you can also press it down to get a nice seal, a nice color, okay? So it's been sauteing for about a little over a minute now. Okay. Then after we get this started, we're gonna take it off. We're gonna rest it for about the same time, about 2 minutes, and then get back to it again. Okay. So the other side, a bit of color. Take it off. We're gonna rest it for about 2 minutes. It's also good, maybe if you have a timer. Same thing. Let's start it. Use this for help. Okay. Also, while it's resting, you can flip it over to another side. Okay, so it can the blood, the moisture inside can redistribute to all the different areas of the meat. Okay, so we sauteed for 2 minutes. Now we rested for 2 minutes. Now we're gonna get some of the sides, caramel some of the sides. Okay. Okay. Every time and then check how long we saute each side. Okay, that's right. And also use the edge of the pan to help you make it stand up. So we sauteed both sides for about 2 minutes, back to resting. Okay, and while your beef is resting, it's a nice opportunity to kind of clean your pan. A trick, the tongs, tissue. And you can also use some hot water if it's a bit more difficult. So as it's hot, it'll just boil off. Okay, we have it clean. See, all the excess, you just toss it away. Okay, and also for our beef, we want to aim for, I'm going for about medium, so about 63 degrees Celsius. So you put it all the way to the center, and we want to get it up to about 65. Okay, so it's not there yet. So same thing, we're gonna repeat the process. We're gonna keep on sauteing, basting, etc. until we get to that desired temperature. Okay, so back here, we're gonna add a little bit of the olive oil. Then we're gonna add our butter. Okay, the oil kind of prevents the butter from burning too quickly. So we have our butter. Next to that, we're gonna add our shallots. Okay, we're gonna let that cook down a bit. Okay, to extract some of the moisture and bring out more of the flavor from the shallots, and our garlic as well. Okay, then afterwards we're gonna add our beef, and then we're gonna saute. Okay, so now you see the butter is nice and foamy. We're gonna add our steaks back in. Okay, both of them. And then we're gonna get a nice spoon. Okay, and let's baste. Okay, basically just use your wrist. Let's toss it on top. Okay. So do this for maybe 30 seconds each side, flip it around. Okay, rotate, change the sides, we change the sides. And we sauteed it for about 2 minutes. Back off the heat. And turn this off for a little while, back off the heat. And back to resting again. I wish I had a piece of beef because it gets so much rest and I'm always tired. So we're gonna check our temperature again to see how it is. So now it's up to about 45 degrees. Remember, make sure you're to the center. 46. It's actually about 48. We're gonna let it rest some more, then we're gonna check it again. And then for the smaller piece, because it's smaller, it will cook faster. Okay, so be careful. So we're already on 54, but we're gonna get to about 63, 65. I said, yeah, 63, about 63 degrees. We're almost there, maybe about 9 more degrees. Okay, after the final round of basting, we're gonna add our thyme. Same thing, add it to the butter. This one is almost there because it's a much smaller piece, almost at temperature. Okay, so we're gonna add it in last. We're gonna let it rest a little longer. Lower your fire. Same thing. You can even put this on top. Smells so good. Let that cook. Yeah, I'm gonna flip this over, next side, and the crust is forming on top. What basting does, it just adds more flavor to you. People do that a lot to prevent the meat from drying out, especially if you like bake stuff like chickens, turkeys, etc. But in this instance, we're trying to implement more flavor into the meat. Okay, we're gonna take this off and rest it a bit, then we're gonna check the temperature. Usually you want to take it off a bit earlier. You don't want to wait till it gets to the desired internal temperature to take it off. Okay, so if you're trying to get to maybe 65, you can take it off at 60. Okay, let it rest, and then that heat will slowly move its way into the meat. Okay, and on to the final one, the smaller piece. Okay, on top and baste. Okay, and as everything caramelizes, the shallots, the onions, sorry, not the onions, the garlic, or it just draws out even more flavor. You know, more color, more flavor. It's so good. Okay, next side, flip it over, same thing. Okay. Okay, so while you take it off and it's resting, you're gonna put this thing laid right over this. Okay, and just pour all this over and just let it soak in. Okay, so our steak is nice and rested. We're gonna check the temperature. Hopefully it's not all the way over. Let's see, it's going up to 60. 60, we're aiming for about 63. But if it's close enough, then it should be okay. Right now it's about... Okay, so our steak is up to temperature. You're just gonna heat it up again quickly. Not too long, just both sides quickly. Okay, and then off the fire. Okay, now let's cut into that. Okay, so let's cut against the grain. So you look for what the grain is, like the muscle fibers, the direction you see it going. So it's going in this direction. So we're gonna cut in the opposite direction. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we have here nice medium. Okay, so just cut off our rope. Remember, for your steak, when you cut your steak, you cut in against the grain. So you look for the direction it's like the muscle fibers are, and you cut against that. Okay, so you're gonna go in this direction. Okay. Okay, a nice medium. Okay. You have to bless the food first. Okay. So this up today, we have to bless the food. The verse is from Ecclesiastes 3:10. It says, 3:11. Sorry. He has made everything beautiful in its time, just like our steak. Also, he has put eternity into man's heart, yet so that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. Okay. Just like that, you have to bless your food. You have to stay prayed up. It's 2023. You have to go into the year of the Lord leading us, because we don't know what he's laid out from the beginning to the end, like he said. The steak, we will know what to do from the beginning to the end, but we don't know what the plans God has for us. So, you know, in case you have a steak nice and rested, you're just gonna get a little bit more of a, just cut into that, add a little more, just cut in. Ooh. Okay, so as you have it, we have our beef. It's so good. Okay. Okay, so you can, if you prefer it more well done, well, I wouldn't recommend well done, but if you like your beef more done than this, you can go ahead and do so. But it's all about what you like, what flavors you like, and don't forget to enjoy, like, share, and subscribe.